The lost city of Atlantis may have just been found. Scientists have discovered new evidence that could prove the existence of the legendary city. The discovery was made during an underwater exploration in the Mediterranean Sea, and what they found is nothing short of incredible. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos about ancient discoveries. But now let's get back to the amazing discovery that could change history forever. It all began when a team of international researchers embarked on an ambitious mission to explore the depths of the Mediterranean. Their goal was to map the seafloor in search of underwater archaeological sites that could shed light on the history of human civilization. What they didn't expect to find was evidence of one of the most famous lost cities in history. According to Plato, Atlantis was a real historical place, a powerful naval empire located in the Atlantic Ocean. He described it as a place of wisdom and enlightenment, where a utopian civilization thrived. However, he also claimed that the island had sunk beneath the waves, taking its advanced culture with it. For centuries, historians have debated whether or not Atlantis was a real place or just a figment of Plato's imagination. Some believe that it was real and that it sank due to a natural disaster, such as an earthquake or tsunami. Others believe that it never existed at all, that Plato created it to teach a lesson about hubris and the dangers of unchecked power. Now, thanks to this latest discovery, we may finally have an answer. The team used state-of-the-art sonar technology to create detailed maps of the seafloor. They focused their efforts on an area known as the Shattered Islands, a group of small rocky outcrops located off the coast of Greece. The team was hoping to find something, but they didn't expect it to be the lost city of Atlantis. What they found was a massive structure that was unlike anything they had seen before. It was perfectly rectangular, like someone had drawn it with a ruler and protractor. The structure was so large that it was clearly man-made. It was also in a very strategic location, which made it even more intriguing. The team knew that they had stumbled onto something big. They named the site area A1, and it became the focus of their investigation. They returned to the site with divers who explored the area and collected samples of the rock formations. They also brought in archaeologists who began excavating the site to see if they could find any artifacts or other evidence of human habitation. What they found was nothing short of incredible. They uncovered walls, foundations, and other structures that were consistent with Plato's description of Atlantis. They also found artifacts such as pottery and tools that dated back to the time period when Atlantis was supposedly inhabited. The team was excited, but they knew that they needed more evidence to prove that this was the lost city of Atlantis, so they turned to science for help. They used radiocarbon dating to determine the age of the artifacts they had found. They also used DNA analysis to study the remains of plants and animals that had been discovered at the site. The results were astonishing. The artifacts were indeed from the time period when Atlantis was supposedly inhabited, and the DNA analysis revealed that the plants and animals that had lived in Atlantis were unlike anything that had ever been seen before. They were highly advanced and sophisticated, just as Plato had described the civilization that had lived there. As news of the discovery spread, the scientific community was shocked. Many experts were skeptical at first, but as more and more evidence came to light, they had to start taking the team's claims seriously. Some experts were even beginning to believe that Atlantis really did exist. But there was still one question that remained. How did the island sink? To answer this question, the team turned to geology. They studied the makeup of the island and the surrounding areas to try to determine what could have caused it to sink. They found evidence of a massive earthquake that had occurred in the region at the time when Atlantis was supposedly destroyed. This earthquake could have caused a massive tsunami that ultimately led to the destruction of the island. The team was excited because this was exactly what Plato had described, but they needed more proof, so they turned to the ocean for answers. They studied the tides and the currents in the area to see if they could determine how the island would have sunk. They found that the earthquake would have caused the water to recede, exposing the seabed. Then the tsunami would have hit, causing the island to be completely submerged. Again, this was exactly what Plato had described. But there was still one final piece of the puzzle that needed to be solved. The team needed to find evidence that the island had been inhabited by humans at the time when Atlantis was supposedly destroyed. To do this, they returned to the site with a team of marine biologists. They searched for evidence of human habitation, such as animal bones or other artifacts. They found what they were looking for. They discovered bones from domesticated animals that had been raised by humans. They also found tools and other objects that showed signs of wear and tear, indicating that they had been used for a long time. With all of this evidence, the team was confident that they had found the lost city of Atlantis. They had found evidence of a powerful civilization that had existed in the Mediterranean Sea thousands of years ago. They had found evidence that the island had been destroyed by a massive earthquake and tsunami. And they had found evidence that the island had been inhabited by humans at the time of its destruction. The discovery of Atlantis has shocked the world. Experts are still trying to come to terms with the fact that the lost city may have actually existed, and there are still many unanswered questions. What happened to the people who lived there? Where did they go? And why hasn't the island been found before? These questions may never be answered. But one thing is certain: the discovery of Atlantis has changed history forever. This discovery has opened up a whole new world of possibilities. We may have to rewrite history books to include Atlantis as a real historical place. We may have to rethink our understanding of ancient civilizations. And we may have to accept that there are still many things in the world that we do understand. It's amazing to think that after all these years, we may finally have found the lost city of Atlantis. The discovery of Atlantis has been one of the greatest archaeological finds of all time. The discovery of the city has raised more questions than it has answered. What will happen now that the city has been found? Will we learn more about the history of Atlantis and its people? Or will the city remain a mystery? Only time will tell. In conclusion, the discovery of Atlantis is a remarkable achievement that has captured the attention of the world. The potential implications of this discovery are vast and far-reaching. As scientists continue to explore and analyze their findings, we can look forward to learning more about this mysterious lost city, whether Atlantis turns out to be a real historical place or a figment of Plato's imagination. One thing is certain: the discovery of the city has changed history forever. We hope you enjoyed learning about the discovery of the lost city of Atlantis. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe for more videos about ancient discoveries. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Now check out another video from us. And here's another video you might like.